Okay, so I'm sorry if the framing of this isn't great, or if I don't look at the camera enough, but about 30 minutes ago I got an email saying I got press passes to an early screening of 1917, so I hopped in my car as fast as I could, and I'm driving to Dallas right now. I'm freaking out that I got advanced passes to a press screening, not just to like any movie, but to 1917, one of the big Oscar contenders. I'm really freaking out right now. But this is surreal. Let me show you guys the theater. And there it is. Oh, it's beautiful. See you on the other side. So 1917 follows two British soldiers in World War I that are tasked with delivering a message that would stop an attack leading to the massacre of 1,600 English soldiers. You couldn't tell from the first part of this video, I have been so stoked to see this movie pretty much ever since the trailers came out, and then when premieres and advanced screenings started happening, I just got more and more excited about it just because of the things that I was hearing about this movie. And by happenstance, I got to go to an advanced screening of it, and it was an awesome experience. I mean, there's just something so cool about getting to watch a movie before most of civilization gets to see it. Like, it's just exciting, and that's something that I've always dreamed about, going to an advanced screening. And it's not just an advanced screening for like a small indie movie. This is one of the big Oscar contenders, so getting to go to one of these screenings was actually really, really cool for me. But experience aside, how was the movie itself? I'm speechless. This is one of those movies that it's not just a movie that you're watching. This is an experience. And I know that it can kind of be cliched to say that, especially about some of these Oscar contenders, but I'm telling you, this is a full-on experience. I mean, every single second just feels so immersive. You feel like you're in this story, you're in what's happening in this movie. And a huge reason for that is Roger Deakins' cinematography. It's shot to look like one continuous shot throughout the entire film. I've only seen that style of cinematography in one movie before, that was Birdman, and Birdman pulled it off excellently. It won Best Cinematography, it won Best Picture that year. And I think this one does it better. Every single second is dipped in tension because you never know what's going to happen next. I mean, you're following every single second of this journey that these two soldiers are on, and it's so intense. You can feel the intensity, the anxiety of the soldiers, of you just sitting in your seat and watching it all play out. It's really intense, and it's really what you could ask for from a war movie. And usually walking out of the theater, I can pretty much have a good idea of how they would achieve a certain shot. Because I'm a film person, I analyze a lot of these things. But with this movie, there were things that I genuinely had absolutely no idea how they pulled it off. Like, one minute they'll be like walking through no man's land, and the cinematography is beautiful following along them behind them, and then they'll hit this big pond and they go around one side and the camera just starts to glide over the water as they follow. It's mind-blowing stuff. And then just right after that, it'll just pick right up and then just keep going. But like you pretty much see 360 degrees pretty much what's going on in a certain scenario, in a certain scene. It's mind-blowing stuff. And with Birdman, like, you could tell, like, it was pretty much just one guy operating a Steadicam, moving around, achieving the shot that they need. And then they would go into a black room, and then you could tell that there was going to be a cut there to start the next shot. And yeah, you can tell that there's some of that with 1917, but it is pulled off very effectively. Like, there are black frames in here for like a split second that you know, like, that's where a cut is going to be, but it's just so natural the way it all plays out. It is absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, if Roger Deakins doesn't win his second Oscar for this movie, I am genuinely going to be upset, because this is by far the best cinematography I've seen all year. Now, one thing I have heard from a lot of other reviewers and stuff like that is that they don't give the soldiers enough of a backstory for you to care about them. And while that is a valid complaint, I would have to disagree. No, they don't give too much of a backstory, but I don't think they really needed a backstory. I think the setting and the scenario that they're in and following them as they go through this mission, I think that's enough to learn about their characters. Like, you really get to know these characters as they're going on their journey, and even though there might be multiple minutes of silence and just music and walking through no man's land and just like oh, hey, watch out for the barbed wire, or something like that. You really get to know these characters even through those silent moments, and I thought that was really, really cool. And I think the performances the two leads give really execute that well. You get to know these characters without having too much exposition in your movie, because honestly, there's nothing more boring in a movie than pointless exposition and just explaining things all day. It's just kind of boring, really. But with this, it felt like it was at a nice pace. I felt like I understood these characters perfectly and things kept moving. It was never boring at all. And one thing I did briefly mention in that last section was the music. The music is so freaking good in this movie. It reminded me a lot of Dunkirk. It's a lot of just like anxiety inducing, a lot of just like subtle, really like eerie, creepy, like things are just kind of chugging along and you can tell that something could happen at any moment. And it's just a really great way of building the tension throughout the entire movie. So when things start happening, you really feel it in here. And the direction by Sam Mendes is just freaking incredible. The way that he frames certain things, the way that everything keeps moving in the background, nothing's ever boring or out of place. It's perfect in this movie. And another big standout was the production design. I freaking love the production design. All of the sets, the scenarios, the scenes that they're in, it just feels so natural. It feels very real to the time. And it's really well designed. It was a big standout when I was watching it. Guys, in the end, 1917 was one of the most visceral experiences I ever had watching a movie this year. This is a movie that requires being seen on the big screen to fully immerse yourself into this story. Otherwise, it's just not going to be as effective. And I'm going to give 1917 a Gold Star Award. Wow, I'm so happy I didn't have to wait till January 10th to see that. And the second that you're able to go see this movie, please go see it. It is absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this review, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be doing a lot more reviews more often. I've got a huge Star Wars video coming out tomorrow that will have my thoughts of The Rise of Skywalker in it. I'm super excited about it, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to be doing reviews of Uncut Gems and Cats, God help me, in the future, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.